So first, can you tell me what your name is and how long you've been coming to Victory?
My name is Dana Gaylord, and I've been coming to Victory for 8 years now.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning of your story. What happened?
I did not grow up in a Christian home. However, my parents were great, good people. They just didn't go to church. However, when I was in the 4th grade, I had 2 of my best friends invited me to church. So I would go to church some. I do recall, feeling God's presence some. I had a very close friend, up in my junior high school years. Her grandmother would come by and pick me up every Sunday. So I was in church and I got involved in our youth group. At the age of 14, my best friend and I went to a Truth concert, which was a praise and worship band at our school. And my best friend Della, she said, "Hey, I'm scared, but I want to, I've accepted Jesus. I want to, walk down there." And I said, "I'll go with you too." And her pastor said, "Well, Dana, are you, ready to accept Jesus?" And I said, "Yes, I believe." And so the following day, my older sister Debbie and I walked the aisle at Antioch Baptist Church, and the following Sunday we were both baptized. So, I did get saved and baptized when I was 14, but I didn't have a true salvation. I had a head knowledge of Jesus, but I did not really know Jesus until I started coming to Victory Family Church. I first met Pastors Jason and Kim Duran in February of 2011 at a Joe Oden revival. This revival radically saved my life, and I had a God encounter. That's why it's so important. The simple invitation by a dear friend, Joyce Lofton, she invited me to the revival. And after that, my children and I became plugged in at Victory. And in May of 2011, I recall sitting at my dining room table, and I got the indwelling of the Holy Spirit, and I didn't know exactly what was happening to me. I texted Barbara Brunner, who's a friend of mine, from Victory, and she said, "That is just so marvelous that, the God of all the universe is, dwelling inside of you." And then, at one point, I was led away from Victory. I didn't leave God, but I started attending a different church, and I just felt such a sense of emptiness, and I didn't have peace. I can recall Tanner being very sick, and I contacted Mama Joyce Lofton and Pastors Jason and Kim Duran. I said, "Will you please pray for Tanner?" Because at that point we didn't know what was wrong with him. He had been throwing up and running a fever, and come to find out, he had appendicitis, and so he had to have emergency appendectomy. And I realized at that moment I miss my church family, and I began praying, and the Lord spoke to me and said, "You need to go back to where you first started." And so the first thing I did, I contacted Joyce Lofton. She's a very special person in my life. She and Kim Duran are both like spiritual moms to me. And I contacted her and paid her a visit at her home, and the first thing she said to me was, "Welcome home," and just gave me a great big hug. I think I just have such a sense of peace. At one point, I tried to do things on my own. And my life verse is Psalm 46:10. "Be still and know that I am God." And, he often reminds me of that. "Dana, I'm in control." And I think, walking with Jesus is a daily surrender. Say, "God, I trust you." And just staying in the Word every day and praying. God is just so real. And I can't imagine doing life without him. And even when we get led astray or make wrong choices, he's still there, and that's the beauty and the redemption for us all.